Hello, everyone. It is Helen Eimers, and welcome to week 4, the final session of the abundance era. I'm so excited to be here talking with you tonight. If you don't know who I am, my name is Helen Eimers, and I'm a success coach and hypnotherapist, which is really super fun because every day I get to help women find abundance, seek that truth, come into connection more with who they are and the work that they're doing, the mission that they have for this beautiful world. And it's so much freaking fun. I help slave driver women who love to work, who love their mission and vision for this life, but they don't remember the last time they celebrated themselves or their work. And it's really fun to unfold and unpack that and walk alongside women as they do that. So if you're here live or watching this replay, even 2 years from now, there's a reason that you're here. There's a reason that you stumbled across this video because you matter. And this work that I'm going to share here in this video matters too. And it's not just about stepping into abundance. It's about claiming it. It's about owning it. It's about showing up for it because it's already here for you. And this is so much more about stopping the habit of outsourcing your power. I like to say, right, like if I accomplish all of this with these thoughts, what can I do with even cleaner thoughts? Or if I've established this much on my own, how much more can I establish if I bring God into the picture, if I surrender, right? Or if I let go of control? It's really, really powerful. If I've done this much, not knowing a whole lot about how to manage my money, think of all of the money that I'm leaving on the table. Because abundance isn't passive, it's a practice that you get to claim, that you get to lead. And we're going to talk about that tonight. So every single day I talk with women. I hear from women who tell me they want to feel more abundant. They want to have more energy. They want to create a bigger influence in this life. They want more income, right? That's the big thing. And everybody's seeing what everybody else is doing online. They're like, oh, I want that. I want to make $500,000 a month, right? Because that's what people are advertising. Yet these women keep giving their power away. These women keep giving their power away, waiting to feel ready, waiting for the perfect plan, waiting for permission from themselves or someone else, right? The secret permission. Or maybe they're waiting for fear to disappear. Are you waiting on something because there's fear behind it? Are you waiting for permission? Are you waiting to feel ready or waiting for the perfect plan? Right? A lot of women I work with are perfectionists, right? They are a little bit control freaks, right? They like to have a pulse on it. And that's what high achieving women, those are some of the tendencies because they want to do things right. They want to make an impact and they feel more comfort having that level of control. But let me just tell you that you do not build an abundant life by waiting. I have the sign up here that I've had above my desk. Only you can make it happen. No one is coming to save you. And so it's your choice every single day to show up, to get up, to do what serves you and serves others, and also to shift your thoughts. Right. And it's a beautiful thing. Again, if you're going through life, just going through the motions and you're having a lot of success, but you're not feeling a lot of joy or not feeling a lot of, personalism in all the things that you're doing, you get to change your thoughts around that. So if you're building success now, think how abundant that would be if you shifted your thoughts, if you actually claimed it. Because again, you can't build abundance by waiting for someone to come save you, by waiting for the perfect time to show up. You build it by leading yourself. And that's why I love to help women and teach women to be resourceful, right? I'm here for them. I am here for them as a way to support them, as a way to encourage them. And what I love most about the women that I work with is that they learn to be so much more resourceful, right? Because sometimes we get in our brain, we're like, well, I'm not sure. I don't know. And we get to be super resourceful, not only in like, what should we do next, but that trust in ourselves and that claiming of that abundance is already in front of us. So I'm going to show you something today. I'm going to teach you something today that most women will never step into, that most women will never claim, because abundance is not the absence of fear. Let me repeat that. Like, abundance does not mean, oh, I never have any fear. Some people say, like, oh, well, you're not scared of anything. I'm like, actually, I'm a human being and I am living the human experience, which means that I have and feel fear. But it's not about the absence of fear, it's the decision to move with it. Right? To feel the fear and say, oh, wow, hello, of course you're here. I'm doing something new. And deciding still to move with that fear, to move through it. That doesn't mean it's not there. That doesn't mean I'm shoving it down. That doesn't mean I'm avoiding it, because let me tell you, that causes some big old problems. And it causes some thoughts that just like are like sewn into the depths of you. And abundance is not the absence of resistance. It's the capacity to hold resistance without quitting. You will feel resistance, right? Are you showing up to it? Are you saying like, wow, this is a challenge? Wow, sounds like growth, right? This is something my husband loves to tell me, like, sounds like growth. Sometimes I want to kick him, but it's so true, right? Do you like there have been times in my life and in my mind, and I've told my clients this story, how like, there's been times in my life where I'm like, oh, I don't want to think at work. And if you're ever having that thought, right, like I'm just exhausted, I don't want to think, you are experiencing a level of burnout. Because I just want you to consider for a moment the alternative. Okay, go ahead. Sit in a weight room and like you never have to think again. Don't have to think, you don't have to make a decision, you don't get to move, right? Like you're just going to be there. To me, that sounds like prison, right? So it's not the absence of resistance. It's not the absence of fear. It is not the absence of uncertainty, because you're going to feel uncertain, especially when you're doing big, bold things. It's the ability to back yourself anyway, to make a decision and have your own back, to be a more in tune decision maker, to make decisions faster, right? How long does it take you to make a decision? How much energy do you spend trying to make a decision? So many women I meet or I work with, like they have spent months trying to make a decision. And when they just simply take action and do it in the midst of uncertainty, in the midst of resistance, in the midst of fear, oh my gosh, can they move, right? I started working with a woman a month ago, and she had this project just like hovering over her head like a black cloud since she started her business. And within 1 month, she finished this project because she moved through it. She stopped letting that project talk to her. She stopped letting the uncertainty of like, when will I get it all done? How will it look? I can't do it because I don't have time, or I'm scared it will take up all my time. Like, right? She just allowed herself to move with that fear, to hold resistance without quitting, and to have her own back. And it was really, really powerful. She feels like a huge weight is lifted off her shoulders, and I'm so freaking happy for her. And so here's the deal, because most people think they need motivation, they need time, they need money, they need confidence. That's BS. You need self-leadership to step into this abundance, to claim it, right? And we get to do that, right? No one is coming to save us. Now, there are people that support us. This is why I have a coach. This is why I have a support team. This is why you should all have a mentor or someone who's going to support and encourage you to be your best self, to learn how to self-lead, to build resistance. And this is really where your story fits in so perfectly without being someone else, right? Without shifting and saying like, oh, well, what are they doing? And I need to do that better, and comparing someone or putting someone up on a podium, right? This week, I'm going to give you an example. This week, I had someone who questioned what I'm doing, like questioned it to the core, and it felt awful. And for a few hours and a few days, honestly, I felt it really, really hard. It was like a gut punch. It was that old pattern within me that wanted to shrink, right? Because people have said really hard things to me in my life. I'm guessing this has happened to you. Like, raise your hand, but, like be like, yep, agree, thumbs up in the chat if this has happened. If anyone's ever said anything hard to you, or maybe you're just like, oh my gosh, no, everyone's so kind to me. You're probably not challenging yourself enough. You're most definitely not challenging yourself enough. And you're staying in your comfort zone. Think about that white room, right? Like just nothing's happening. I'm just doing. And so someone has said something really hard to me. I mean, many times in my life, but one time about 7 years ago, I just quit showing up. I shrunk. I legit didn't show up on social media for about 6 months. I didn't share my story. I didn't help people. I wasn't helping myself. I felt pretty bad for myself, and I was waiting for someone to save me. And I wasn't claiming it. And so when this happened recently, that old pattern of wanting to shrink came up, of needing to over explain or to second guess who I was and what I was doing. But here's the real truth: abundance requires inner safety. And so if you haven't created an inner safety, it's going to be hard for you to fully claim that abundance, to fully surrender so that you can receive that abundance. And that's exactly what I hope women do, not only with the strategic coaching work, but with the hypnotherapy work, right? It creates inner safety, learning to trust yourself, learning to feel those emotions, learning to walk through them in a safe and encouraging space. And it's also the ability to check in with yourself and say, is this true? Right? Or is this touching an old version of me? Is this like, where did that hit a chord within me? And so I did that. I'm like, hey, is this true? Is this bringing up old thoughts? What's happening? And in that moment, I just realized, right? I realized something. I wasn't reacting to that person. I was reacting to an old identity that I've outgrown. And I'm so proud of myself for sitting through the work. I am so freaking proud of myself for holding resistance without quitting, for deciding to move even when I feel fear, and for my ability, my strength, the practice that I've built of having my back, even when I might feel uncertain. And it's freeing. It's so much freedom. It's so much peace. That's that like deep abiding peace that women come to me. They're like, I'm successful. I'm reading all the books. I'm working out. I want to think I have a good marriage, right? Or a good relationship, yet they feel empty inside. Do you feel an emptiness inside? Do you feel like something's missing? Because for me, years something was missing. My husband even called me out on it. He's like, when will you ever be happy? And I screamed at him. I'm like, I am happy. I wasn't happy. I was searching for that next thing. I was like, what's next? What do I got to do? I got to keep going. I got to be better. I got to prove to myself and to other people. And so when you learn to trust yourself, and when you learn to recognize those patterns and learn to say, oh yeah, that's a story. That's an old identity that I've outgrown, that I've grown through. And that's what true integration looks like. True integration. And it's so beautiful, because when we get to that space and when we start practicing these things, and let me just tell you, this is a practice, and you get to continue to show up for it. And all of my clients, as they continue to up level and go through this work, they find new problems, right? Like Tony Robbins says, most people think that the problem is that there shouldn't be a problem. Here we go, like sitting ourselves in an empty room. I guarantee you, if you're a high achiever, you're going to get bored. You'll probably go crazy in that empty room. And that is why I want you to quit lying to yourself. I want you to stop outsourcing your power. I want you to stop outsourcing your abundance and who you truly are. And I want you to start outsourcing your excuses. Be like, oh yeah, excuse, you go over here. Go ahead and go over here. Because your brain will always want to tell you, this isn't the right time, or what if I fail, or what will people think? But abundance doesn't come from eliminating those thoughts, right? Because we have them. Will come up, and we get to form those into new, more abundant thoughts. But that doesn't mean that they will like permanently be gone. Like we can erase them. Click the thing on like Men in Black and like, ooh, memory erased. But it comes from not letting those thoughts run your life, right? So many people come, they're like, I've worked on this before. Why is this coming up again? I shouldn't have these thoughts, right? And then the fear turns to shame and guilt and anger. They're mad at themselves. They're angry at themselves. They should be doing better. Why does this keep coming up? And so it's all about not letting those thoughts run your life. And if any of this in the last 4 weeks or tonight is just kind of like pulling at your heartstring, you're like, ooh, Helen hit a chord in there. She hit one of those old thought patterns. Or if you're exhausted by outsourcing your confidence or your clarity or your next steps. And if you want a room where you're challenged and supported, that's exactly what I've built for the women in my life. And in my membership, Amplify, we don't just talk about abundance. We claim it. We build the habits. We build the identity. We build the systems to actually live it. Because again, like you're successful. All of you listening are successful. You are successful. And if you don't believe that, this isn't the space for you. If you don't believe that, you get to start to create a foundation and take a look back and be like, I'm alive right now. And what are the things that I've stepped through? And what are the things that I've gone through? But yet I'm still here today. And that makes you a success. And then you get to redefine what success is. And then you get to show up for it, which is the work that I help women with every single day. And at Amplify, like I said, we just don't talk about it, right? My clients get uncomfortable. Their armpits sweat. I call the bullshit flag on them. And we do uncomfortable things together because that's who we are. That's how we're made. We're not made for the empty room. And neither are you. You're ready to stretch and to shift and to integrate. And if you are truly ready for that next level of support, I want you to just reach out to me, send me a message, drop a word in this chat that says ready or amplify. And I'm here to support you with that. Because think about it. Like I've literally thought many times in my entrepreneurial career, like it would just be easy to just quit. That'd be easy. And one time I thought about that, and the physical pain that I felt when I had that thought hurt so much more than the resistance that I get to walk through, than the challenges that I get to overcome, than the things that I learn from. So I just want you to know that you're made for more and you're made for abundance. And I believe fully that it is waiting for you to pick up and hold and love and claim. And I'm curious if you're ready to do the same. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this abundance era, whether you've watched one video or all four. You're amazing. And if you're here, that proves something super, super powerful, that you are ready for more, that you're like, oh my goodness, that sparked something in me. And I want you to start listening to that intuition, to that spark, because that's where we often lead ourselves down the wrong path, right? That waiting, that, let me just hold on until it's absolutely 100% right. I see you, Miss Perfectionist. I know it feels safe to be in control, but I encourage you to keep leading yourself, to keep choosing your identity, yourself, and to stop outsourcing your power. Because my love, this is only the beginning and I'm here for you. Talk soon.